Hey, good morning, Facebook family. Hey, wanted to share something with you guys this morning that it was obvious, I think, across the week. It showed up multiple times this week for me, and I thought maybe it might be relevant for you. It was something that as I was really just stopped and gave it some time last night and was really considering it and thinking about it, I realized that it's been a huge hurdle for me. And so I thought maybe it might be relevant for you. And so here's what transpired at the end of this week for me. So what I've realized is there are a lot of things that I enjoy doing. There's a lot of things that I want to do. In order to get what I want, there's a lot of work that has to be put in. There's a lot of things that have to be done. And a lot of times I often focus on the things that are fun, the things that I enjoy, the bits and pieces about where I'm headed in the journey to get what I want, that I enjoy doing. And so I'll gravitate toward those things that I enjoy doing. And I tend to steer away from, good morning, Angela. I tend to steer away from what I, in my mind, had considered the busy work, right? And so this week I had a conversation where I had to ask for help. I had to ask for help in an area where I was weak. And it's a conversation I avoided for a while. It's a conversation I avoided for a while because I made it way more difficult than it actually had to be, right? And it was a way for me to kind of distance myself from that conversation that needed to take place and that needed to happen. In turn, there was a conversation that I was able to have with another individual that I avoided as well. It was somewhat of a crucial conversation. It was a difficult conversation, and I'm not known to really avoid those. But this one was deep, and this one was personal, and it was uncomfortable. It was uncomfortable for both of us, and I tended to avoid that. And so what showed up for me, or what I realized last night as I considered both of these conversations really, was how many things, when I commit to something where I'm looking to go a direction in life, whether it's around issues with my body or whether it's around issues with, connection to God, whether it's around maybe issues or a direction I want to go in the home life, in my direction with my wife or with my children or in business, that there are many, many things that I tend to avoid because I perceive them as busy work. But here's what I realized. In order to get to the thing that I actually want or that I'm actually going to enjoy, there are some fun things along the way, right? But there's the grind along the way as well. The things that are absolutely necessary, that have to be accomplished, the busy work, the not so fun work, right? The work that's the grind, that's necessary in order to actually get me where I want and where I want to go. And if I avoid those things, if I avoid the things that are not enjoyable, right? Whether it be the crucial conversations, whether it be the actual busy work of just getting down into some paperwork and understanding maybe what your market is, what your ideal client is, what specific problem that you may solve, that really fine-tuned busy work, the necessary busy work, is ultimately what really gets you what you want. And by avoiding it, you have these peaks. I have these peaks of time where, hey, I'm having a blast and I want to believe that I'm actually moving toward what it is that I want. I'm moving toward my target. And the truth is, by avoiding the perceived busy work, the things that aren't fun, but they're very, very necessary, by avoiding those things, I'm just spinning my wheels. I'm not actually getting any closer to the target that I wanted. I'm just recognizing the things or finding things that are fun, that are enjoyable along that journey, and just really avoiding the things that are necessary in order to get me closer to what I want. So I think about that around my body. That was, was really evident in what I shared last week around the Ironman, right? It was just the lack of preparation, the lack of training. It was the necessary work, but it was easy to show up and do the fun thing in Muncie, right? That's the true story. When I think about connection with my God and where my spiritual journey is and what that looks like, the daily devotional meditation is a huge piece. It's easy to do that when it's convenient. It's difficult to do it when it's perceived busy work, when actually it gets that connection a lot closer. When I think about the relationship at home, my relationship with my wife, with my queen, and when I think about it with my relationship with my girls, they're difficult conversations, or sometimes they're actions, right? I think about, got a broken dishwasher. It is so much easier to just go out to dinner and avoid the dirty dishes and avoid the broken dishwasher, when what's actually necessary is to wash the dishes and cook at home, right? The conversations with the girls. There's a lot of difficult conversations that are easy to avoid when you're asked a difficult question, and it's easy to avoid that. I find it easy to avoid, when really what'll get me closer to what I want in regards to growing strong, independent girls is just to have those deep conversations, to be available to answer those questions and to be present all of the time, not just when it's convenient. And then in the relationship with business, you know, these live videos are a prime example. These are not comfortable. These are very uncomfortable. Truth is as I walk the block down this way two times this morning, before I had enough nerve to turn the camera on and share something that was truly impactful for me this week. But I realized that this is the way to connect, right? This is the modern day way of networking. I truly value deep, intimate conversations and connection with people. It's something that's always been true about me. When I look back over positions that I've been in and things that I've done, it's always been those relationships and meaningful conversations, deep, meaningful conversations that are really what I enjoy the most. But in order to make those things necessary, networking, getting in front of people, is one of the very necessary things in order to make that happen and to accomplish that. So I hope this was helpful. Hope it's not just me that avoids what is necessary in order to actually get what I want. It's easy to be drawn toward the fun things and to avoid the actual necessary work and the grind that actually make you the best at who you are at your craft. So I hope you guys have a great rest of your weekend. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. A nice breeze out this morning, a little overcast and cloudy. It's nice and cool. So have a good rest of the day. Have a good rest of the week.